what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Welcome to the Right Buzz Radio with your host Wayne Clark and
Nicole Glosier.
Find us at therightbuzz.co.uk.
We interview authors, iconics, rising stars and much more.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Hi all. So as you know, tonight is a totally different show. It is a memorial tribute for our late Steve Harris, the Professor of Soul.
Yes, and thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. So I'm going to sit and listen and leave this to Nicole tonight, as she's put all the work and effort into this. As I've sorry, do you want to go ahead? Do you want to say it? Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just. It's because you've put a lot into some excited for you, so, and not just that. It's important.
It's all good. So yeah, I am your host tonight, Princess of Buzz, and I'm with my co-host.
Yeah, Professor of Buzz. You'll have to excuse me. I'm it's still a lot to take in. Yeah.
It's been quite hard for you, hasn't it?
Yeah. So and this has been non-stop as well. So, okay, guys. So do you want me to, explain what's going on?
Yeah. I'll leave it to you now. Yeah.
All right, guys. So, I'm going to take a seat and I'm going to listen and leave Nicole to this tonight, as she's put all the work and effort into this, as I found it hard to process and I'm still finding it hard. Nicole has put this show together. She put this show together well, and I'm very proud of her. Honestly, guys, I feel like I want to cry, but I'm not going to. I'm really proud of her. You will hear me in the interview we did with Steve in 2020, and rest assured I will be back on with her later when we talk to our guests who are going to be phoning in to talk about Steve. We will start this show with a song called Memory of You. I will miss you, buddy. My fellow professor. Rest in paradise, bro.
See you after this song, guys.
As you know, we're here tonight to pay tribute to Steve Harris. Some of you may know him as Stevie Starlight or the Professor of Soul. We was asked to do this show tonight by Steve's sister and a very close friend of his, Fiona, who you may know as Geordie Lass. We just couldn't say no, as we knew that this show would be massively important to many people that couldn't say goodbye to Steve themselves. We have an important voice message from Fiona regarding Steve's last wishes. Within this voice message, there is a tribute from Pauline, who is Steve's sister, and she has done this on behalf of the family. Also with Fiona, fulfilling Steve's last wish list, it will explain the process of Steve's goodbye. We just want to say a massive thank you to Fiona, because she has been so busy and she hasn't really had time out for herself to grieve yet. And she has just been fulfilling Steve's last wishes and going through his list, and she has just been amazing.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Hi, I'm Fiona. I was a really close friend to Stevie Starlight. That's what I knew him of. I met him through Curry's when we used to work together. But then with passion for Motown and the radio, and him also just nagging us and hours when he used to be on the radio, and all the help and support that he did for me mum, and connected me up with like a lot of friends who we even went across to LA to meet, was just amazing. I've been so inundated with messages. Thank you so much for all everyone's support. As people are unaware, Steve's wishes was not to have a funeral and to actually be cremated through pure cremations. It's been very difficult because I know that a lot of people have been asking us when his funeral was, and we're all going to arrange a celebration of his life once we've all got the ashes back. Now, the reason why I'm speaking to you today is because Pauline, his sister, who we'd reconnected with, would like us to read out a memorial tribute. So here goes. I was asked to pay tribute to my brother Steve Harris, also known as Stephen Bogey. I have asked Fiona to read this tribute on my behalf, as I'm finding it very upsetting. Stephen was 4 years younger than me. My first memory that I was jealous of Steve's big blue eyes, long eyelashes and blonde hair. As we got older, we argued like any siblings would, but we always had each other's backs. I've got so many good memories of Steve. One of the proudest moments was in 1980, when he arrived at my wedding in full naval uniform. I have memories of my brother being a DJ in so many nightclubs, starting in Hartlepool. He was known as Stevie Starlight. Stephen even persuaded our mum and dad to go to Astor's nightclub to see him. When we arrived at the nightclub, Mum smiled. Dad's face was a picture. But as the family, we all had a good laugh. When Steve moved away, we did still keep in touch, just not as much as we could have. But we were so proud of him building up his radio station and visiting the USA and having so many wonderful friends. I'm also very grateful to Fiona and Steve for what they've been doing, being his closest friends. My most cherished memory of Stephen is in 2021, when he came to my wedding, although he had become really ill. On January the 24th, 2023, I was with him until the end. In his last hours, I sang our favourite childhood song to him. It was Betcha Golly Wow. Stephen gripped my hand as we said our goodbyes. Rest in peace, bro. Reunited with Mum and Dad. Lots of love, Pauline and Bruce. Now, I hope that I've given that justice, and that I understand that we've connected up Pauline in such horrible circumstances. But just know that I will definitely make sure that he's honoured every year, and we'll just make sure that the Professor of Soul and his legacy does live on. Just like this now. This is exactly what he would want, a tribute going live across the radio. Thank you everybody that supported, and all of the wishes from reps, from colleagues, from people that we've just connected up from 42nd Street and when we used to go on drinks. And thank you, a massive thank you to Nicole and Dwayne for being able to put this on and honour him in the way that he would want that. Just messages anytime if anybody would like to know about the dates. Once the dates go live, we will try and find a way of being able to communicate and let everybody know once we've got the ashes back from pure cremation. Thank you so much for your time. And honestly, let the light shine on, Stevie Starlight. Miss and love you so much.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
I just want to say thank you for Fiona for doing that. I know how hard it was for her to put together that message and to also read out Pauline's lovely tribute that she done. That is an absolutely beautiful tribute to her brother. So there you go, guys. A lot of you was asking about Steve's funeral, and I couldn't really say much because we had to wait for this important message from Fiona. So hopefully you can all respect Steve's last wishes and how he'd like you all to say goodbye to him. And yeah, I can understand. This is Steve all over. He likes parties, so, you know, get ready to celebrate him that way, guys.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
So I guess some of you are wondering how we got connected with the Professor's Soul. This was all thanks to our king of connection, Richard Barnett. Without him, we wouldn't have met Steve. It all happened with one late night phone call, and we all just hit it off straight away. We couldn't stop laughing. Then from there, we just all become really good friends. The crazy late night calls become a regular thing. Wayne would have to put it on loudspeaker so I could translate for Steve because of his crazy accent. Steve was always excited to hear my voice on the phone. He never once called me by my name, really. He always called me Lass or Love. And we're just going to miss those late night calls, because those late night calls wasn't just about random things. There was about also his passion, his interviews, his love of music, and also his genuine friends. He didn't stop going on about how amazing his connections were, and he always valued many people. Steve had so many projects going on that when we finally got him on our interview in 2020, it was just amazing, such an amazing show, which we will be playing for you in just a moment. Wayne and me were so lucky to have him in our life. We're very blessed because we was able to speak to him a lot before his passing, and we're very blessed that he let us in his life in the last moments, and right up until the very end he was still helping people, writing this list, and we're just so thankful that we was on it. We can't thank him enough for what he's left behind. And this is why we wanted to do the show tonight as well. We wanted to say thank you. Thank you to Steve for what he has done for us, for all the times that he has made us laugh. We're going to miss them late night calls. We hope that we do you proud tonight with your show. And thank you for all those that have come forward to help us make this show. We really do appreciate all of your help. I'm going to kick this show off with a song called You by Harper Ray, featuring Matilda Gaston. Once this song is finished, I will then play our interview that we did in 2020 with Steve in a tribute of him. This interview does last for about 50 minutes. We just thought it would only be nice to reshare this interview that we did with Steve within a tribute of him. We was due to do a part 2 not long ago on the 10th of this month, but sadly he decided to grow his wings. So we thought that this would be nice for those that have missed who Steve is. Here is You by Harper Ray.
You're the air that I breathe. Yes, and you are all that I need. You are the sun, a gift of light. You are the moon, my comfort at night. You are the water that keeps me alive. You are the ground on which I stand. Yes, you are. Wherever you go, I follow you there. Whatever you do, I'll be there for you. And I will be forever true it all. I give you my life, I give you my soul, and I know that you keep it safe forever, for all future days. Wherever you go, I follow you there. Whatever you do, I'll be there for you, and I will be forever true to you.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Imagine saying, "Oh no, you're out of credit."
Oh, God.
Hello.
Hello, Steve. It's Professor of Buzz with the one and only
Positivity Princess. Hi, Stevie.
Hello, Nicole. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm sound. I'm sound as a pound.
Yeah.
Good.
I heard you're the professor as well.
Yes, the Professor of Source, while being dubbed by our Richard.
Absolutely.
Love it.
So we're all the professors.
Nope.
Yep.
Yep, all professors together.
Nope.
Well, apart from you. You should be called the Professor Positivity Princess.
Nope.
Okay. How's your day been, mate?
I've been busy organising my little broadcast for later on today.
Yes.
It's like it's been canny.
Yeah.
How are you, by the way? Are you staying safe and everything else?
Yeah. We haven't left our place, so we're sound as a pound.
Yeah, keeping away.
Yeah. We're like new straight out the packet. As soon as we come out the door, they're like, "Whoa, they're shiny."
Where have they been?
But
yeah. So, what you been up to today then?
Well, like I said, I've been organising the broadcast for today, and I've been doing other things. Like I've got the Christmas thing coming up on Christmas Day for the Motown special, which is 10 years.
Yeah.
Yes, I got that written here.
Say that again, Darren. Sorry, Nicole.
So I've got that written down right here.
All right.
She comes equipped.
I do. I'll try to.
Well, I tell you what, you do something, guys. Right? You can ask me anything you want. All right.
All right.
From 1979 all the way through.
All
okay.
right.
Just go ahead and hit me with all those questions. I've got no skeletons in the cupboard.
All right. Let's go. Wow.
Boom.
Mate.
I like it.
He's a spring chicken. He's ready to go.
So let's kick this off then. So
right.
You was in the Royal Navy while you started your DJing career.
Yeah, joined the Royal Navy in 1979. Met up with a guy called Malcolm Drew in Portsmouth. He used to own a company called Discoteque. And he gave me my first break as a roadie. Whilst I was still in the Royal Navy, pumping bloody speakers about and doing bits and bobs. And then he gave me the little first stunt. I didn't know I was mic shy to start with. But, I went on to do a... Actually, little story here. The Havant hailing Baton twirlers, right, got into the Guinness Book of Records in 1980 for Baton twirling for the longest hours. I was doing a disco for the same amount of hours, with I think it was a 10-minute break every hour. And in those days, that was quite good. And I also got a questioned for the same thing as well.
Yeah.
So I did hit the Guinness a little bit. Not the Guinness Black Book, but the Guinness Book.
Oh, wow.
For longest DJ. Which wasn't too bad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I just wanted to really ask you, what's your favourite film of all times then?
Oh, it's got to be Get Carter.
I thought so.
Yeah, and you've actually started organising an event for that as well, haven't you?
It's going to be happening on the 20th of June here in Newcastle.
Sunday the 20th of June.
He's got a countdown meter.
Yeah, I'm excited about the 42 LED-inch screen TV.
Yeah, it's a massive thing. It's really hard because the logistics behind doing something like this on this scale, especially with the situation that we're in.
Yeah.
With social distancing and everything else, I'm having to program everything into it and do the logistics.
Yeah, I bet.
The for the current COVID situation, as in high risk at the moment. So hopefully by June, things will have lapsed. Everybody's had these dodgy vaccines from Rodney.
Yeah.
There's some stories about that, but we'll keep that aside.
Yeah, so like you're actually doing this with Tony Klinger and Richard.
Me, Richard, and Tony are in close conversations, getting this thing organised.
Yeah, looks really good.
So it's going to be massive. But if the sponsorship's going to be going out there, so anybody listening that wants to be sponsored, sorry, gives you money.
Do it now.
It's going to cost quite a bit to get on the books. It's going to be there, you know what I mean? We're going to try our best.
It's going to be a good event. It's going to be worth it.
Yeah, it will be. It will
Definitely.
be. 15 years, how, man? Come on. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, guys, it's definitely worth it. I mean, this is Get Carter we're talking about, featuring, Michael Caine. So, yeah, I'm sure it's going to be good. It'd be nice for me and Nicole to hopefully come up there.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm only going to charge you £30 a car, so you're all right,
It's all right. I'm going to come in my go-kart.
Yeah.
Not allowed. Regulation.
That's fair.
Damn it.
So,
I do want to ask you about your funny days, your funny days with the CB radio.
Oh, those days. That's back. Yeah. That's back way back in the early days. That one. The guy that gave me my break, Malcolm Drew, right, was well known for using Ford Transits that were like 40 years out of date. And on a couple of occasions, we had a few bumps. One that springs to mind was, I don't know if you know Portsmouth, all right, but there's an area called Portsdown Hill.
Yeah.
And we were flying down this road, and the front wheel flew off the Ford Transit. And, no, seriously, this is the God's honest truth. The wheel just sheared off the axle.
Oh, wow.
And we seen a bump in front of the windscreen, and we thought, hang on a bit. And we dropped down to the left-hand side, and there was me, two of the DJs, and Malcolm driving. I actually had a bottle of brown ale because I was sat in the back, and I was sitting in a bottle of brown ale, sat on this like box light. In the old days, disco lights were called fire lighting, which were like 3 bulbs that just flashed immediately. And I was sat on top of that, and then we all started singing 3 Wheels on My Wagon. That is the truth. And Malcolm's tuned in tonight, and he will probably post something about that.
Love it.
And another thing happened. We got TV radios, and Malcolm was head, and now was wheel spin. The reason why I was given that is because I was loose with a Ford Cortina Mark 1.
Yeah.
And instantly hit a lamppost outside of a burger van on Portsmouth's Main Street. I couldn't even drive at the time, but never mind. But I can say that now because it's over like a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's a couple of shows. There's a few more, but I can't tell them ones.
We'll keep them. We'll chat about them someday.
Yeah, of course we will.
Do the outtake one.
So, I wanted to ask you, I mean, it's 29 radio stations, mate.
So, 29 stations, yeah.
Wow. I mean, how do you juggle all of that?
You don't. That's why I couldn't listen to your phone call. No,
wow, mate.
No,
that's why I'm here.
It is. We've spent a lot of time trying to get together for this interview, and I'm over the moon that we've got it.
Yeah, I know. It's taken a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, quite a while. 29 stations. Yeah, it's not as hard as you think, because don't forget, 26 of those stations are pre-broadcast.
Yeah.
The 24/7. All right. What happened was it all started way back in 2011 with a radio station called Starlight UK Radio. I was at a loose end doing absolutely naff all, and I thought, oh, well, I'll try and do this. And I got this dodgy program from like, what was it called again? Oh, man, it's a dead funny one. You've got to try it because it's so funny. myradio.com, I think it was called. It had no connection, whatever, you'd say something, it was like 2 minutes later. But what happened was the music I was playing got picked up in the US.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
For some reason, and I go, wow. And I didn't realise how bigger the audience was in America for the music I was playing at the time compared to the US, to the UK listenership. So, like, I went on and found out, and eventually I met this guy called Sidney Colston, who is now my media promoter and agent in Los Angeles. Nice. And he invited me over to LA to meet the Supremes. And that's when I went to the Supreme Love Show for a Valentine's Day, and I met Susie Green and the lovely everybody else. It was brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. You've met some amazing people, and you've also interviewed a lot of iconics as well.
Sherry, I mean, it was Sherry Payne. Pam Vincent, Joyce Vincent is the latter Supreme.
Yeah.
Just get that right.
Yeah.
I've interviewed quite a few people, actually, yeah. But it's all spanned from that. You know, I didn't realise that the artists, the music I was playing was the actual artists that were listening.
Oh, wow.
I did have Tuesday listening.
Yeah.
I did have Sherry Payne listening. I did have Frida Payne listening. I did have Robert Gordy Jr. alongside with the half the Gordy family tuned in, listened to the music I was playing. And I didn't know that. And that's when I came back and launched Soul Radio USA.
Wow.
And then things were done from that.
That's cool. So, obviously, I was going to ask you as well about Tina Charles.
I knew that would come up.
Sorry, dude. That's just how it goes, isn't it?
Maybe.
No.
So, what do you want to know?
What was it like? The meeting?
I beg your pardon?
Wait, well, no, not like that, mate. Calm down. What was it?
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah. So, what was it like meeting her then?
Oh, Tina, she's a lovely lady. It was actually when she started her high energy days back in the 80s. I was promotions manager for a company called the Cordini Group, which had like about 3 nightclubs in Newcastle and about 6 or 7 nationwide. And I approached Tina and I went, look, how do you fancy like doing a stunt here? You know, and it was great. You know, I invited Tina up and I put her into the 3 venues. And it was massive, you know, it was actually brilliant. You know, it was like, she was one of my favourite girls from the 70s, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And she's got a lovely voice. Yeah, I love it today still.
Oh, I was going to ask as well. So, what was who was the most interesting guest you've ever had on your radio?
And that's from Maureen Joseph.
Yeah, from Maureen Joseph. I was going to say that.
From my most interesting guest?
Yeah.
Wow, there's so many. I thought, I would. Now you've put me in the spot. Now I wish you'd sent me these questions before.
It wasn't me. No, that's a guest. A guest asked that.
Oh, a good question. All right, okay,
yeah.
Right.
Live in the chat box.
It would have to be Skylar Jett.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? You interviewed Skylar and Teddy together, and you was the first one to interview him as a duo.
Skylar's done so many different things, and it was extremely interesting from what he's done from the early days all the way through to what he's doing now.
Yeah.
And do you want to hear a little story about Skylar?
Yeah. There is one thing though before you do that. So what was it? Was it a peck on the cheek or was it full French kiss with Tina?
Oh God.
That's what I'd ask.
What with Tina?
Yeah.
Nothing.
All right. All right. Whatever.
Nothing happened.
All right then. All right then. Off you go then, you two. Crack on. I asked my question.
Right.
Yeah.
That was Skylar. So behind Skylar. It was at the Belfast Fashion Awards.
Yeah.
I think it was last year or the year before. And I piled Skylar full of Jack Daniels prior to the show. And it was phenomenal. It was quite good. Me, Skylar, and
can imagine
Steve.
Can imagine how that went down.
Looking at him, it went down very well. But no, we had some really good times. Yeah, it was quite canny, that one.
Yeah, we're lucky to be interviewing them on Friday.
Yeah, I seen that the 11th. It's Steve and Sky together. Honestly,
Gonna be
just
good.
Just let me go for a tangent because they're brilliant.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, that's what we plan to do. We're just going to come in when we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, that it will run smoothly. I'm sure it will.
Always does.
It does.
Yeah. So tell me. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No. I was just going to ask about Kathy Sledge.
Ask about
Kathy Sledge.
Oh, Kathy Sledge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another interview. That was one of my better interviews I did.
Wow.
It was absolutely brilliant. I'd known Kathy for a couple of years, and I just got in touch with the PR manager. I think it's about 4 or 5 years ago now.
Wow.
The actual interview with Kathy's available on a YouTube channel.
Okay.
If you want to hear it. But if you're going to be talking about the artists I've interviewed, it ranges so many. I've interviewed, oh my God, and I interviewed Ziola Gay.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. I've done Anton Tavares, DeFrance Forrest.
Yeah.
Oh man, the list is massive. You name Motown and soul artists, I've actually interviewed the majority of them.
Got a few people here. You've got Preston Glass, Ali Willis.
Ali Willis, oh, absolutely brilliant interview that. Did you hear what happened?
No.
Do you know what happened with me in the red carpet? Oh well, now you're prompting me here things, and I'm remembering things now. I can tell you about. I was on the red carpet of the Beverly Hills Hotel for the Hall Awards of 2018, and I was there interviewing Ali just for the small podcast that we did, not the actual interview. And me being the rich gentleman she dropped her handbag on the red carpet. So I bent down to pick it up, and she bent down at the same time, and I headbutted her.
Oh,
I see.
And I think I'm the only guy that's ever headbutted a celebrity on a red carpet in Hollywood.
Oh, dear.
I'm going away with it. It's true. I do believe Cindy Colson's got it on video.
I was going to say, is there any pictures?
No, I think Cindy's got it on video.
Love it.
It's like there's a number of things that happened. I was actually I've got a photograph I can post later. I was doing the old school, new school soul music. What's it called again? This concert anyway in Hollywood. And I don't know if you heard about the TV company Reality TV.
No.
That TV channel. Well, they were there live, and I didn't know I was going to be interviewed. And 3/4 of a bottle of Grey Goose later, I'm on stage, and the guy, this is Steve Harris, CEO of Starlight Broadcasting. Hi, how are you doing? Blah 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 blah. And he asked me, what do you think of today's music? And I went, it's totally with a beep beep beep, live on TV. His face is a picture. The microphone got pulled away from me. Charlotte Crosley, who's a very good friend of mine, she was like from the Harlots, and she also was in 23 from Stardom, and also Sister Act 2. Sister Act. She tried to calm things down along with Sydney because the presenter was really upset when I told him when I thought of today's music, when I said it was totally shite.
Yeah.
Did I swear?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're good. We've clipped it because we already knew that you'd be swearing.
Yeah, I knew. You see,
you're a true Geordie.
I said to Nicole, better clip this one.
No, but I've got a reputation of saying things as they are.
No, good. No, I like that.
No, that's straight off the bat, bro. I like that.
It is. If you don't like it, who gives it?
Exactly.
And you know what I mean? It's like
you've been disconnected.
No, that was the censor.
Now you've been a censor. You've got no BBC beat then.
You're getting all the wrong words.
Oh. Oh well, never mind.
I don't know. Yeah, so you've interviewed Bruno Tilley as well, and also Steve Savari, who we've had on our show previously. But we've still yet to get Bruno on our show. If you're listening, Bruno.
He's canny. He's a good lad. He's a good lad.
Yeah, no, that's cool. What about Dee Anderson?
Oh, every day. That was funny. That was Dee Anderson. Yeah, Thunderbirds. It was so funny because like when I spoke to her straight away, she goes, "Don't talk to me about puppets." I went, "Okay, I won't."
Okay.
But then I did. And she actually it was a funny thing because like Dee growing up, how would you feel? You were growing up in this big house and you had life-size puppets of Thunderbirds, you know, like Scott Pilgrim on the stairs as you were going to bed. That's what it was like for Dee. It's like, but it's all good stuff. You know, if you can get an interview with Dee, it's absolutely brilliant. You can chat with her. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I saw as well you've interviewed Kathy Sledge from Sister Sledge.
Yeah. I'm
impressed with that one.
Yeah, mate.
You know, there's oh my God, there's Connie Scrum from the Temptations. It's a horse. All you got to do is, I do want to advertise.
Yeah.
Well, go on then. If you go to YouTube and type in Starlight Broadcasting, you'll see the list of all the interviewees. And I've got another 30 to upload.
Yeah, you've got loads.
He's sweating.
Been busy.
He's sweating. I can feel I can feel his tension right now. He's looking at that clock above him, and he's like, his sweat's dripping off his head. Oh my God, it's nearly time.
No, it's all.
He's
a pro. He's used to it all.
I know. So what is it actually like then? I mean, obviously I know what it's like, but what is it like for you to have them 29 radio stations and build your career?
I love it. It's difficult work, but you know, you've got to love what you do.
Yeah.
And I decided, it's like, when the reason behind, okay, right, I'll tell you the story.
Yeah, go on.
The reason behind me starting Starlight UK Radio and also going on to create Soul Radio USA was people of today don't realise where that music evolved from. All right, now I'm going to mention people like I'll mention genres of music: jazz, blues, gospel. Right?
Yeah.
Those are the three main types of music, and we're still back to the 40s here. All right, but if it wasn't for those three genres in those years, the music of today wouldn't be here.
That's true. Yeah, that is very true.
Certain tracks of the music today, the rest of the stuff that's remixed and rematched. I'm not going to mention no artists of today.
Yeah, we know. We've heard it all ourselves. We hear these.
if you listen to, I always ask the question to the people who I interviewed. All right, like I think the classic track, classical word came from, I think it was either Anton Tavares or Gregory Williams from Switch, and went, soul music comes from the heart.
Yeah, that was true.
It's written. You cannot just do anything, you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
And the reasons why I released these, like the two channels to start with, was to try and inform the younger people of that music and not to forget it. Not the commercial stuff that you hear now.
Yeah.
Like,
it all sounds the same today.
Well, you've got the 70s now, right? And I am sick to death of hearing the same 70s tracks which I think is class. You know what I mean? Like, I hate the word disco because disco is not a word in my vocabulary.
Disco, party.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got classic soul, R&B, and that's it. All right? Funny thing happened a few years ago, and somebody asked me some for R&B. And I went, okay, rhythm and blues. And I went, rhythm and bass. And I'm like, no, that's not R&B. And it's always crap, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could go on for hours talking about the types of music, but those are the main reasons why I brought out those two channels.
Yeah,
to
cool.
Sort of teach everybody where the music roots come from. And it's all classic stuff. It's all good stuff.
Oh, it is, yeah. Yeah, I love all the old stuff. I was brought up with it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, same. Yeah, I like that. Do you think you'll ever write a book about your life?
Would I
ever write a book about your life?
You've been talking to Richard again. Yes, I am actually in the middle of writing a book.
I don't know what you're on about, mate.
Who's Richard?
Yes, I am in the middle of doing it. Now, I don't know. I've spoken to a publisher and I've spoken to a certain guy who's going to be helping me with the book. And he says to me, do you want to do it as a biography or do you want to do it as a story?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I haven't got a bloody clue, you know what I mean? I don't know. And, you know, I just want to do that. The point of what it was like growing up, being a disc jockey in Newcastle at the height of the main, not so much glory days, but I would say transition days from 19 to 19. Well, you know what I mean? I didn't mention the years there because I don't want to show my age up.
Yeah.
But it'd be about the music.
We all know you're 21.
About the music change, the things that happened in nightclubs at the time, the problems with the drugs, the violence, but also the good times as well.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So it's going to be a canny book. It's going to be canny.
I can imagine so.
Names will be changed and venues will be changed.
Yeah,
it's all true.
So I was actually going to ask you. So you have interviewed Benny Troy.
Oh, bless.
Benny Troy.
Benny Troy. Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Benny Troy.
Vinny's Vinny's cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vinny,
so hopefully we're gonna try and get her on the show for next year, which would be really cool.
Oh, you've got to chat with Vinny.
Yeah, I'd love to. Bless her.
What upset me, I think my interview with Benny Troy, was the last interview we did.
Oh wow!
Before his passing.
Yeah, bless.
It was a brilliant interview, honestly, and there's a couple of tracks out there that you need to chat with Vinny about. That you need to play in your show.
Yeah.
Because, apart from being did you know, right, that Benny, when I interviewed him, didn't know that his main track, right, that everybody talks about, he didn't know that it was like in the top 10 of the Northern Soul hits here in the UK.
Oh,
he
wow.
He never knew that to that day. And it had been played heavily. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. I bet it was nice for him to find out, though. Like,
pardon?
I bet it's nice. Like, it's nice to have his little memory in that way to show everyone else.
Oh,
yeah.
I've got I think a couple of outtakes that I did with Benny when he did some radio drops, and he had such a laugh. It was absolutely brilliant. I would say that was one of my memorable interviews I did.
Yeah.
That would go up with alongside the interview I did with Ailey Willis.
Yeah.
Because again, that was another interview I did prior to her passing. I don't think any other interview was broadcast after mine before Ailey passed away.
Wow.
Mm.
But it's all good memories. It's all good music.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a great insight to the music industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I love me Northern Soul. I love me Detroit Go-Go. And I adore the music of Teddy Pendergrass. Teddy's like the best guy there. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. No, definitely. So you won your first award for internet radio broadcasting, right?
Yes, Unsung Hero of Radio Broadcasting.
Yes.
That was given to me from Equal Magazine.
Oh, wow.
That was a good night, that was the night that I got Skylar drunk.
I'm going to wind him up Friday now.
That wasn't mine. I did, I think, I'm not going to say nothing. That's all. I'm going to keep that quiet for that one.
Yeah.
But I got my first award for internet broadcasting back in 2019, I think it was.
Oh, wow. Are they still... when was that again? 2019?
2019.
Yeah. No, yeah. Oh, wow. No, that's cool.
2019. Yeah, 2019 it was.
Oh, wow. No, fair play. No, congratulations on that. So what was that feeling like anyway when you know...
Don't know, I was pissed. I'm joking.
Well, there was a beep there. You know, your beep's too slow.
I did not. Stop telling lies.
How did I feel? I was... I don't know how to put it. I was surprised. I was overjoyed about it. Again, and I thought, oh my God, after all these years, I'm getting this little award. It's that's how I see it. Award. I was totally gobsmacked. Put it that way. I was gobsmacked to get it.
Wow. Yeah.
But I am going to go for my Grammy for next year.
Yeah, we'll be behind you. No, we're coming. We're going to do it. We're going to put it in as well, and we're going to see if we can win.
No, I don't think so. We've got a long way to go yet, darling.
Well, you never know. You never know.
You're going to put me up for a consideration for a Grammy Award?
Yeah. I'm only messing.
I can't do anything, man.
No, not yet. Not yet.
He'll sign you up for that, and he'll probably sign you up for something totally different.
Anyway, so we have a question actually from Maureen again. Who is the one person you would love to interview that you haven't yet?
Us, of course.
That's true.
Well, I'm working on two. actually, for the Christmas special.
Oh.
And one is Nicky Williams Stevenson.
Nice.
Yeah. Right? Now, he is the A&R man for Motown.
Yeah.
Right? I would love to interview Mickey. And for the past 8 years, I've been trying to interview Burt Bacharach.
Okay.
And I've got as far as his New York offices, all right? And I keep getting snowballed at that office. I would love to interview Burt Bacharach.
All right.
Because he is my favourite composer of all time. His music is, his music is phenomenal. You know, some of the tracks that you might like, you might not even know that Burt wrote them. His repertoire is massive. Wow. And that's like, Maureen, that's the guy I would love to interview, Burt Bacharach. So if you got his phone number, Pet,
there you go.
You never know, he might be listening, or someone that knows him, Richard, maybe has a connection.
There you go. Well, you never know. So I was just going to ask you quickly, you've got a big day on the December 25th.
Yes, it's the 6-hour Motown special. It's the 10th anniversary of it, actually. I've been doing it for 10 years now.
Oh, wow.
So this reigns in 10 years of sat in the studio for 6 hours on Christmas Day.
Wow.
So on my own, by the way, you know, while you lot are getting legless with your mulled wine and your God knows what, and getting stuffed with your turkey and everything.
No, not me, I'm a mum.
Are you kidding? I can't even handle one anymore without feeling bloated.
I've got a 4-year-old to look after.
I'll be in the studio broadcasting Motown and Soul for 6 hours.
Wow.
Which will include Christmas greetings from certain Motown artists and soul artists.
That'd be well good.
The reason why I started this was I was single about 10 years ago, and I didn't have nothing to do on Christmas Day, and I thought, well, hang on a bit. Let me do something for like the people who are by themselves on Christmas Day. You know, something for them to like sort of tune into and interact with. So I got in touch with a few artists across in America, and we got Christmas presents also for them as well, and everything else, you know.
Yeah.
And little special messages to certain people, and it just stemmed from there.
Yeah.
And you know, 10 years on, I think we're looking at around about 15,000 listeners or something like that on Christmas Day.
Wow.
And that's not too bad, because what I do is, I know it's late for the UK, because I normally I start the broadcast at 5 p.m. in the UK, but it's like Christmas morning over there.
Yeah.
So like they actually wake up and go, oh, right, no, and they put it on for a couple of hours, and then, you know, and that's it.
Oh. Are you gonna take your big pile of mince pies while you're broadcasting?
No, I don't eat mince pies, man.
It's chicken sandwich.
His chicken sandwich.
No, I do cook, right? The trouble is, I when I cook, I feed for the 5,000. I'll eat a Christmas dinner for Christmas, right? And it'll last me until March.
Wow.
I'll have frozen turkey, sprouts, pigs in blankets, and everything all in until March. You know what I mean?
I don't mind.
Why not?
Yeah, I like sprouts.
Sprouts.
They're all right.
No, but it's all good. It's you know, it's something I like to do.
Yeah. So
share.
Yeah. Quickly, Maureen wants to know one thing. What is the most important lesson you've learned as a radio host?
Like that.
The most important lesson I've learned. Not to swear when you're getting broadcast on Ofcom. No.
Just to be yourself.
No. Actually, you're quite right, Nicole. Just to be a presenter on the radio, it can be difficult.
Yeah.
Right? Because normally, as a DJ, like I spent most of my years as a DJ, I've been a DJ now for 35 years, 36 years. I've worked all over.
Yeah, I know. Really
and it's totally different between being in front of an audience and then having an audience listen to you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to interaction.
Yeah.
All right. And a lot of people can't, a lot of DJs have tried to be a radio presenter and they can't do it.
Yeah.
Because they can't interact with nothing coming back.
Yeah.
So as a radio presenter, like I chat to myself, I speak to the wall, you know.
Why not?
But yeah, it's like, it's weird. You're either born with it, or you're not. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just do what you do.
Yep, definitely.
You're either with it, or you're not. Simple as.
Yep, so true. It's very true. So Starlight Broadcasting, I've seen you've got like obviously a massive team that helps you as well, and you've also like introduced virtual DJs.
Yes, right. The website. Phew. I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 16 presenters.
Wow.
And from all over the world, actually. Some of them are actually artists that you. If I could throw out a couple of right. He's on for you. Harold Melvin, the Blue Notes. You know that group, don't you?
Yeah.
Jerry Cummings, who is tenor for.
Oh, well, yeah, I know that name. Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of my presenters. He's also
wow. Nice.
He does the TSOP station. I've got Gregory Williams from Switch. He's going to be broadcasting. There's loads. I've got connections with the Reggae Train, with Don Heslop, who is Princess's manager. It's all. You just check out the website. Honestly, it's phenomenal.
Wow.
It's unreal. So, mate.
They said you got a big future ahead of you, mate, with your radio and that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I should think so.
We're wasting his time otherwise, wouldn't he?
No, not really. No, actually, no, I don't think so. Because he's interviewed, the most amazing people on his show, which is, that in itself success, mate.
I think what it is, you've just got to get it out there. That goes back to what I said, keeping the music alive with the younger generation today. And that's why I interview the people from the Motown era and the soul era, like Cornelius Grant from the Temptations. That was a brilliant interview.
Yeah, I
bet. It just goes on and on. But you've got to get the music out there. You just got to remember it and keep it there and keep it alive.
Yeah. That's definitely true. Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously, you. No,
I'm cool to go because I'm all lined up to go live. It will take me 1 minute or 2 minutes to switch over. Then I go live.
He's a pro. He's used to this.
All right, so you'll have to send us some photos of your setup, and I'll have to, do the same in that. I'll be intrigued to know what you're using and what you're using to conduct your interviews and stuff.
Well, to conduct interviews, I use Skype audio because that's the best way to do interviews when you're on the phone because you can adjust the bass, middle, and treble, so you can get the clarity correct.
Yeah.
I just use an Alto 802 mixer with 2 laptops and a desktop.
Oh wow!
Simple. Mind you, I've got 5 servers.
Whoa. Yeah, we've got a sound card. We've got a Phantom, 2 mics, the PC, and software to go live. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, the 5 servers I need because it broadcasts worldwide.
Yeah,
and I've got different servers in certain parts of the world.
Yeah, of course.
Because sometimes in Australia. There's people that tune into me and they listen to me as their breakfast show, which I think is brilliant, But to get the quality of broadcast out there, so there's no drop, you've got to have these servers.
Yep, yeah, definitely.
So it doesn't want a single,
Yeah. Just want to say that Karen Lamins, which is Nicole's mum, just said hello.
Hi.
Hello, Karen. Hello, Nicole's mum.
Nicole's mum. I like that.
Yeah, so you actually did work at the BBC Radio 1 as well for a bit.
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow.
I was a roadie for Radio 1 for a little while with David Travis. He was known as the Hairy Cornflake, and on his afternoon show, this is going back a lot of years, this is going back to the 80s, he referred to me as the Bald Rice Crispy.
Wow.
Bald Rice Crispy? Did you not have any hair then?
I had no hair in my chest.
Okay.
He was classed as the Hairy Cornflake.
I love it.
But every road we went to, I had the main job of removing his number plate from his motorhome because it was DLT1, and as soon as we pulled up anywhere, all right, which was like this was after the Radio One show. This was the Kessler Road show.
Yeah.
Because Dave left Radio 1, and I had my screwdriver in my hand to take off the GLT1 plate and stash it so nobody would nick it.
Well,
actually, before I go, can I tell you a quick story about Radio One?
Oh, yeah, of course you can.
yeah, absolutely, go for it.
We were all in the infamous BBC canteen one day, and back in the day, when King Film first came out,
Here we go.
do you remember King Film
Yeah.
first came out? That guy with a King Film over the glass of milk and going, yes, look at this. I went, oh, let's do this. Let's put over some toilet seats. So
I did that at school once.
I put cling film over the toilet seats in the BBC canteen,
Yeah.
sorry for the gents. And I do believe, I think, who was it again? Oh, it was one of the DJs from Radio One. Went for a, you know what, and it bounced back.
I love it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think his name. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. But yeah, that's a little stand-up called. I used to do loads of stuff like that back in the 80s.
Yeah, it's good to have a laugh and a banter. I
Or
like that.
Or putting it across the door. Babe, come here a minute.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, you do these things. But yeah, so what about Sky TV? You worked at Sky TV for a while.
No, I was on Skytrack with Gary Davis. Skytrack, which back in the day, before Sky was big, there was only 3 channels. There was Sky Channel, the Music Channel, and Premier Movies.
Oh, wow.
Music Box went on to become MTV. I was on Music Box with Gaz Tops. I don't know if anybody can remember Gaz Tops. Well,
No.
But I got drunk in the green room for a Sky Channel birthday party, and I collapsed on the stage.
Doing it in style.
Oh yeah, I went down with a bag of sugar. But that was prior to me. What happened? The warm-up DJ went, right, we're live 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do something to the person who's to the left. So I turned to my left and hit this hand that was going for these dry roasted peanuts. Didn't know who it was. It was David Grant. And he went, hi, my name is David Grant, what's yours? And I went, yeah. Because I was so green in those days, it was unreal. But then I collapsed on the floor. And in those days, the cameras on the shoulders. And as the cameraman was panning back, I think it was filming Holly Johnson at the time.
Yeah.
Or the pool notes. You see the camera go up and then go down again as he steps over me before I was like taken off the stage. Yeah, that was when I was young and foolish.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Why not? So,
the early days. No, look at the sky now. Look at that, massive.
There you go. So you started you did start a job in 2018. It was at the Recording Academy Grammys.
Oh no, that's just 2018. I'm a member of the Grammys, so I can now. I'm allowed to nominate.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Say things about certain artists.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've got another funny story of yours here, actually. Paul Gordon, a former IT technician, said he listened to your show and you sounded like 2 tin cans connected with a piece of string.
That stems back to when I had that Be My Radio or whatever it is, that crappy station.
So we've all been there. We've all had our tin cans and our string.
There you go.
He goes, Steve, I've heard your station, and it's you sound like 2 tin cans.
Love
and
it.
I went, right. And he goes, right, let's do this. And Paul used to work for Hewlett Packard. He's the main guy that is behind Starlight Broadcasting.
Wow.
He's the unsung hero.
Yeah.
Without him, there would be no broadcasting station.
Thank you to him.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually brought me out of the crap and into the 2000s.
No, that's good.
It is crazy how you start out, because me and Nicole, I mean, to have our own separate microphones and stuff is actually quite, really, really nice. I mean, when we first started out, it was like, one was higher than the other, and it was just so it was beginners,
Yeah. We're still learning. We are still learning.
We're still learning, but we do well.
I'm still learning now.
Yeah.
That when I do interviews, because you're live, I do my interviews pre-recorded because I cock up all the time.
Yeah.
All right. So I can edit it all out. But so do the artists as well. And that's when I get the outtakes from. It's absolutely brilliant. But everything is a learning curve.
Oh yeah, of course.
About different things. You know what I mean? So you never stop learning.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
Absolutely.
Totally agree.
Well, one last question, actually. I just wanted to know, what is your favourite songs and artists from the Motown and T-Sop?
What's mine?
You're not going to make me repeat that, are you?
Yes.
Yes.
What is your favourite songs and artists from Motown and T-Sop?
Right. Okay, it's going to be Motown, Marvin Gaye. What's Going On?
Like that song.
And TSOP, Son of Philadelphia, has to be Teddy Pendergrass, Close the Door.
Oh, fantastic.
Good choices, yeah, they're good choices. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
There's
yeah.
loads more, but they're the ones at the top of the list.
Yeah, they're catchy. They're the ones that stick with your soul.
In my job, you can't have a favourite artist or a favourite track.
Yeah, definitely not.
Then you'd be biased. So I love all TSOP, I love Northern Soul, and I love Motown.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. All right, my friend. Well, you know, just want to say thank you ever so much for getting your ass on this show and telling us all about your awesome life and radio station. What?
I've enjoyed it. I've loved it.
Yeah.
We're going to chat soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
So we're just... Yeah,
Did I behave myself?
Sorry?
Did I behave myself?
Yeah, you did. You did great, mate.
Just was you, wasn't you?
I was going to do nothing. Should have nothing.
Yeah,
We'll have to do another one.
We will. Yeah,
definitely.
in the new
Part
year.
2.
Okay. Hey, it's been great chatting with you, girls.
You too. Good luck for tonight.
Absolutely, mate. You take care of yourself, mate. And good luck for tonight.
Can I do a quick plug? Go on.
Go quick.
In 2 minutes' time, live on Soul Radio USA, a tribute to Mr. John Lennon. There you go.
Woohoo.
Wicked.
Get yourselves over there, guys.
Yeah, what's the web address?
Pardon?
What's the website? Where do they go? Where do people go?
Oh, just type in Google www.starlightbroadcasting.co.uk.
There you go, guys.
What we'll do when we come off here, we'll put it up as well.
Yes. Oh, it's in the description anyway, guys. It's in the description. Yeah. So, thank you, Steve, and love to you, mate. And
keep safe.
Yeah, catch you soon.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Nicole, and thank you, Richard.
Yeah.
For,
many thanks to Richard.
Giving them all the insight into my naughty bits.
Absolutely.
That's how I was going to say anyway. Because I might tell you.
I actually did a good set of research myself.
I might tell you some naughty bits next time.
There you go. All right, then, fella. You take care of yourself, mate.
You take care.
All the
Bye-bye
best.
now.
In a bit.
Bye.
This.
My bad. Steer safe.
Steer.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Wow, what an interview. Just hearing his voice back again and hearing us all laugh and joke really hits the heart. I'd like to say thank you for all of you that have stayed back to listen to that interview. I'm now going to play another song. This song is called I Don't Want to Close My Eyes by Loving Caliber. After this song, I will then be playing tributes to Steve from those who loved and cherished him, with also message of love and support from many others. Steve was loved by many, very cherished as well, and his memory will live on through all these comments and memories. And I'd like to say thank you for all those that have contributed with those messages and tributes.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Lying awake with the sound of an emptiness you left behind. Trying to sleep, but the silence is haunting this room every night. Oh, I wish the sun would rise and see the clouds pass by. I didn't want to say goodbye to you, but you're gone. I don't wanna close my eyes. It feels like I'm falling down, falling down. Oh, why won't they go away? Pictures of you in my head. The way you left broke my heart. this morning, but it's not the same without you. Wearing the t-shirt you left, but it no longer smells like you do. I can't stand to feel this way. My body's screaming out your name. I didn't want to say goodbye to you, but you're gone. I don't wanna close my eyes. It feels like I'm falling down, falling down. Oh, why won't they go away? Pictures of you in my head. The way you left broke my heart. I don't wanna close my eyes. It feels like I'm falling down, falling down. Oh, why won't they go away? Pictures of you in my head. The way you left broke my heart.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
What a lovely song that is, and so fitting for tonight. So here we go. We start off with our messages of love and memories to Steve. Starting off with a list of those that send their love and condolences and have very many memories with Steve themselves. You have Andre Pittman, Richard Selwyn Barnett, Sen Monroe, Teddy Hayes, Vincent Woods, Vinnie Arena, and with Vinnie always comes Benny Troy, even though he is sadly not with us too, but they were close with Steve, and Steve managed to interview Benny Troy before he passed as well. We also have another very special message from a lady called Angela, who is Fiona's mum, and she was very, very close to Steve. And around 8 years ago, they created a special shout-out message every November the 15th, which was on her birthday. And for her big 60th birthday, Steve managed to go meet her in person, and this was one of the most special moments for her, and it is very appreciated and valued with the family. And she has now created her very own little tribute for Steve with a beautiful saying. This beautiful tribute goes as: S is for strong and seriously a beautiful soul. T is for truly a wonderful man. E is for everyone he touched in his life. V is for a vibrant, full of energy and life to the end. E is for the enjoyment I got from listening to him on the radio. She goes on to say that it is truly hard to explain how much Steve meant to me, especially when I first got poorly. He played my favourite song every year on my birthday. He never forgot, and that helped me in recovery. He was to me the most beautiful friend I could ever have wished for. Steve will always have a special place in my heart, always and forever. Love you, Steve Harris. Fly high, Stevie Starlight. We now have some lovely messages from those from the Curry Sunderland team, and they're all sending their love and condolences out to the family. So here's one from Graham Roberts, who says, I'm gutted that you were unable to fend off your demons, but hopefully you are in the best place ever and no longer in pain. Steve, you are an absolute legend and pleasure working with. Play your music loud, and I hope you have your amazing suit with you. You're a true gent, a legend, and you will never be forgotten. We also have one from Deborah Johnson saying, taken by the angels, may you rest in peace, my dear friend. Sleep tight, Steve. I will miss our naughty giggles. Now we move on to his Whitley Bay family, where he used to work as a DJ in the nightclubs. And I'd really like to say a massive thank you to Gary Robson for reaching out to me and helping me get some messages from his pals that do the DJing. Gary himself said that we are glad to have had Steve as a friend, and he will be sorely missed by all us DJs and bar staff at Whitney Bay. He was so well respected. One of the DJs has also commented that he was a legend taken too early. Please do let his family know that we are sending all our love from the Whitney Bay family and sending our condolences and thoughts, and know that they are with them at this difficult time. He was also well known in Newcastle from his time on the boat. As I got talking to Gary, he was talking about all the other people that used to work with him. Then he mentioned a man called Gren Sowerby, who used to manage a bar at Whitney Bay, and he helped me get in contact with him to talk to him personally. And Gren said, I knew Steve from around the early 90s. I was running a bar for the Quadrinis in Whitney Bay, Whiskey Ben's. Steve came to work there for us and became part of the fixtures. He was such a happy guy, and all of my staff loved him. We lived above the bar on the hotel for quite a while, so I would see him most days. He was doing nights for me, and then going up to the boat, the Tuxedo on the Tyne. We had many great times together. He will be hugely missed, not just on the music side, but as a friend, as a friendly face, and outlook on life too. Then as I talked to Gren, we also talked some more about some more people that Steve worked with, and he mentioned a man called Phil Barnes, who Steve helped kick off his DJ career. Gwen then helped me get in contact with Phil himself, so I'd like to say a massive thank you for that. I had a lovely chat with Phil on the phone, and we was talking about how Steve helped him kick off his DJ career at Whitney Bay and in Whiskey Ben's, same as Gren and Gary. And it was around about 1996, Phil first started off to drink there, and then he started to get to know Steve, because Steve was the resident DJ and he used to do quiz nights on a Tuesday and work the decks on a Friday and a Saturday. In the week, Phil said it was more like a local pub than a club because it was more quieter. Then Phil himself went off to buy some DJ equipment and started to learn the decks. Steve would finish around 11 at night. One night he had to finish early at around 10:30, and he said to Phil, "You can fill in for me and take over." Phil said that he was shaking that much that even the discs were shaking, but he did it. Phil then went on to do this for him for about 3 or 4 times. Then Steve said, "I will get you in with the Quadrinis." Steve then managed to get Phil in with Sheila Quadrini, who was the owner, and she liked what she heard, and she gave him a job on bank holidays for an hour. Steve then would stand up in the DJ stand with him, eating and drinking and chatting away. After the shift had finished, they'd get into a taxi together and head up to the boat and go for a drink and chat and stand in the DJ stand. He said he recently got Steve a gig in 2019 in Wetherspoon because Phil had to go off abroad and do DJing. So he asked Steve to fill in for him, so Steve did this. And when Phil got back, he heard nothing but good things about how Steve managed to read the crowd and how amazing he was. And he went on to do this for Phil for about 4 months. And Phil then told me that he is going to be really sadly missed, and that he will miss Steve dearly. They were friends for years, and he will never forget what Steve has done for him and helped him kick off his career and lead him to where he is today. He says, "Rest easy, my friend. You will be missed by all of us at the Whitley Bay lot. Love, Phil." Thanks to Phil, we managed to get a lovely message from Sheila herself. Sheila said, "He was the longest of all the DJs for about 30 years. Tuxedo Junction for those back in the early 80s, then the Princess and Tuxedo Royal, where he got his love of soul and 70s music. Also working in Planet Earth, then Whitney Bay, he also did loads of promo stuff, which he loved. Steve lived for music and entertainment and was the perfect host and on special occasions, and he will be missed. Phil then gave me some more names from the Whitney Bay lot that I'd like to give their love and regards. You've got Simon Watts, who was the barman from the boat. You have Neil, who was a customer from Whiskey Ben's, and Tom Best, who was a DJ friend from the Quadrinis. So Gary then shared another comment that Gwen had written on his Facebook wall, and under all that there's so much love and support from Whitney Bay, from so many people that knew Steve in his DJ times. You've got Graham, Craig, Darren, Dave, Paul, Linda, Murphy, Emma, Sharon, Lindsay, the list goes on, and they are all sending their love and support. So again, thank you very much for Gary, Gwen and Phil. And as Gary said, as we was talking, it makes the show that little bit more special. Then I went on to Steve's wall to see the messages of tributes from those that have left them. And there are so many lovely messages and so much love and support going to the family. And I got in contact with a few of them because I just had to read some of them out. You've got one from Laura Litford who says, "You've been missed for a while. No more pain. Sleep in peace, my dear friend. We all loved you." There's also one from someone called Robert Neely who says, "Rest in peace, mate. You are a fighter and your pain has now stopped. Keep DJing up there for your friends." We have another one from Laura Marie Tucker who says, "I'm so gutted. We had so many laughs at work and you always kept me going. I hope that you're out of pain now and you can rest in peace. An absolute gentleman. You will be missed by so many, Steve." We have one here from Anthony King who says, "Absolutely gutted to the passing of Steve Harris. He was the face of so many iconic venues in Newcastle, entertaining thousands of people every week. His passion for music was second to none, and he took his passion worldwide. I had the pleasure of working with him on Soul Radio USA as a presenter, and his support was amazing. You fought hard, mate. I will miss you, and I know hundreds of people that will also. Rest easy, my friend. Go and show them up there what a true star and gentleman you are. We will miss you, and we will see each other again. You are the true professor of soul." We now move on to some people that knew Steve very well and was very close. I have a lovely message here from Andy J. Ross who says, "I will always cherish the memories and time we've spent, and you'll be greatly missed. Rest in peace, my friend. Fondly remembered, always by Andy." We now have a long, lovely message from a lady called Charlie O'Crossley. "My life changed in so many ways when I met Steve Harris. Doing an interview with him and talking about my life, music and show business. He spotted me a love for a discovery of the Northern Soul music. He said to me, 'Charlie O, you know this music is the B-side of your favourite hits, your favourite Motown hits and your favourite dance hits of the 60s. And he was right. I admit it, I had a terrible crush on him, but we had some wonderful conversations and he became a brother and a dear friend. There's so many stories that I could tell you, but the one that I love so much is when he came to stay with us at our home in the last days of All Ace Avenue in Los Angeles. He was sweet to my son who loved him, and we had our little family at the house. These were tender days because my husband of 25 years had just passed the year before, and then we were at my house. Me, my son, Steve Jr., Steve Harris and Sydney. It was good to make dinner, sit on the porch and have a smoke. He was so funny. He had a few puffs of cannabis cigarette and he couldn't even speak. We laughed and laughed hysterically over that I had remember when I was waiting for him to arrive at my house. I went to my neighbour's and borrowed alcohol, so he has Grey Goose alcohol, and he was so insistent upon buying a bottle and to replace it with the neighbour's big bottle of Grey Goose. Such sweet times that we shared with such great laughter. Such wonderful music we had fun putting together. These events were everything that he wanted to achieve. We were able to get it done. By God's grace, I took him to church and he really loved us. And just a few days before he departed this life from us, he asked me if I'd make sure we had a good service at my church home, Bread of Life in Los Angeles. We will surely honour him and pray and tribute him to a great soul and wonderful human, being a great purveyor of soul music. He deserved and earned the title of the Professor of Soul, and our very own Steve Harris is now with the angels. Sing thee to the rest, beloved one, until we meet again. Steve also had a really good and close friend called Skylar Jett, who is a Grammy Award winner. And he interviewed him multiple times and they were literally really good friends. We are also very blessed as well and are very close to Skylar Jett himself, and he has personally asked me to go through some interviews, pick a few voice clips and put them together in his tribute to Steve, and he would like to send all the family his love and condolences, along with also Teddy Hayes, who they was all really close friends with, which you heard in the interview, and he sends his love as well.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Hello, Alan Broken, Two Soul Sensations. Today I have with me Grammy Award winner and former member of the Commodores, Skylar Jett, and the founder hip hop scene creator, Mr. Teddy Hayes. Evening, guys.
Evening, Steve.
What's happening, man?
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, the last time we were together, all of us, was it Belfast?
Well, that was just a few months ago, actually.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Teddy, we've got your video.
Okay.
Of you accepting your award. We just got to dig it out.
That's great. Yeah, well, that was a great evening. Great evening.
It was absolutely brilliant. And I've also got video footage of Skylar slightly intoxicated as well, dancing.
So anyway.
Quickly moving on. No, I'm joking. Right, tell you what we'll do. Let's start with you, Teddy.
And we did Boogie Woogie together, and we did some other songs together. Around, and then I met Skylar Jett.
Yeah, I was going to say that. At this point, I would like to bring in another former member of the Commodores, Skylar Jett. He's been waiting in the background. Hello, Skylar.
How are you? How are things?
I'm good. It's brilliant. I thought you fell asleep there. He's been listening in.
It's brilliant. I'm learning a lot of stuff as I go along. What's happening, guys? Everything good?
Yeah.
Everything's great.
Well, what I want to know, now that I've got you both together, right, what are you two actually doing together at this moment? Tell me what the future brings.
Well, we just got out of prison, and the world's our oyster now. And no, man, I haven't seen Ronald.
I am privileged to be with award-winning and Grammy-recognised singer, but above all, the most sought-after songwriter and producer in the music industry, Mr. Skylar Jett. Hello, Skylar.
How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm feeling blessed once again.
Now, you're not that far away from me, are you? You're actually in Scotland at this moment in time.
Yeah, I'm up in Edinburgh.
Yeah?
I live in cold Edinburgh, and my wife talked me into moving over here. And I'm freezing, but a couple of days ago it got hot and made me feel like I was back home in California.
Wow. So we could possibly meet up before I go to LA and have a meal or something and have a good catch up.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, everybody's telling me to go. I mean, I went to go see my friend George Benson in Glasgow.
Yeah.
And they said, Newcastle's not that far from there neither. So, but they tell me there's a lot of music there. So I got to.
Well, there's a place I'm not going to mention on air because they haven't paid me for it yet. But no, no free advertising, no free ride, mate. I tell you.
Yeah.
No. What I'm going to do is we'll mark it time for you to come to Newcastle, and I'll take you to this little joint in Newcastle City Centre that play
really good artists, bands. It's a pub. Right. And it's also well known for Northern Soul and Detroit go-go music as well. Hello and welcome to Soul Radio USA. Today I have quite a few people with me. Firstly, I've got Grammy award-winning singer, songwriter and producer, Skylar Jett. Hello, Skylar.
How are you, man? It's great to hear from you.
I know, it's great. It's been a while. So, all of 2 weeks, or maybe it's 2 days.
Hey, man, we're great to be back, and thanks for inviting us.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
So that was just a few of the clips from the interviews that Skylar had done with Steve. The interviews are amazing interviews. You've got one with Ronald LePred, who was the bass guitarist from the Commodores that Skylar worked with. And as you could hear, continuous laughter. You've got the one with Teddy Hayes, again, more continuous laughter and jokes. And all the other little clips as well from Skylar and Steve's interviews. If you did want to listen to any of those interviews, please look into the description at the end of the show, because the links will be there for you to watch them or listen to them if you want to. I would just like to say thank you so much for all of you that have sent in messages and done your contribution to help this show flow. It's been amazing hearing and seeing how much Steve has been cherished over the years. He will be sorely missed by many. There are so many comments that I have seen, and they are nothing but good. He will be missed. We love you, Steve, and thank you for everything that you have done for everyone in your life. As you've noticed, I've not had my co-host with me, the Professor of Buzz. This is because I'm the one that has done all the research into this show, and he only thought that it was right that he sat back and let me do the show. He's also finding it very hard with the loss of Steve, as they're very close. But after this song that I'm about to play, called Pray, by Gemma Skies, I will be then joined back with my co-host, Professor of Buzz, and then we shall be going live with those who want to speak about Steve.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Everyone needs a shoulder to cry on. Everyone needs a helping hand. Everyone needs someone to rely on. Yes, everyone needs a friend. So let's come together, celebrate each other, stand united as one. We'll lift our hands up and pray, lay all our love before Him with all of our faith. He is the change within us, there is a light, let Him lead the way. Lift our hands up and pray today. Oh, pray. Everyone needs somebody to lean on. Everyone needs someone who cares. If we come together, together. We lift our hands up and pray. Lay all our love before him with all of our faith. He is the change within us. There is a light. Let him lead the way. Lift our hands up and pray today. Oh, pray. Oh, pray. Oh, pray. Oh, pray.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Wow. I just had to reflect after reading all them messages and listening to that song. It's just really hit my heart. So, yeah. I'm now joined with my co-host, Professor Buzz.
Yeah, thank you ever so much for everyone for tuning in tonight. It's been a roller coaster, and I've shed a few tears, and probably not the last. Over to you. It's a lot to take in right now.
It's good. You're doing all right. We did just get one last message come through from a lady called Davy.
Yeah, should we play that one?
Yeah.
All right, we'll play that one now.
Hey guys, how are you? Davy Davenport here. Thank you so much for including me on this tribute for Steve Harris. You know, there's so many things that I could say about Steve. I'm sure that we all could do the same. And congratulations on an amazing interview with him. Hearing his voice, it just made my heart pitter-patter. Steve was not only a friend, but he was actually one of my superheroes. I can remember when my friend Charlotte Crosley said, I want you to meet Steve. I wanted a radio show. And I think this was 16, maybe 15 or 16. And I said, I wanted a radio show. And we used to all hang out. And she said, well, I want you to meet Steve. He's coming up from the UK. And she made sure she held my hand. And I met Steve, and he just instantly, just a bundle of joy. And let's get it done then. What do you want? And that's when Starlight was just getting started. Probably that time that Paul said, hey, you sound like you have 2 tin cans. And Steve was ready to jump in right then. Fast forward to years of conversation and him, when are you going to do it? Are you ready? Come on, we're ready. Fast forward to a year ago when he helped me launch, he and Paul Gordon helped me launch DAVI Radio Los Angeles. Steve Harris, there would be no DAVI Radio without you. There wouldn't be an opportunity at this time for other personalities to be on that station and for them to express themselves creatively. It's because of you. When they talk about real life superheroes, Steve, you're one of them, and you're definitely one of them in my life. So from the entire DAVI Radio Los Angeles family, Steve Harris, thank you. My son said thank you. He said, Mom, add me to the tribute and tell them I said thank you. Tell Steve. Sydney, and to everyone, Paul, my God, you are, as they say, you're the man. So guys, I'm proud to be a part of the Starlight family. We have so much more to do to honor Steve, and I'm excited. So thank you so much for including me on the tribute. Everyone over at DAVI Radio Los Angeles says, we love you, Steve. You know what? No more pain. No more pain. I remember when I had to say those words for my mother. No more pain. So thanks, guys. Great interview today, and the show has been amazing. Thanks so much. All right, bye-bye.
Wow, that is a beautiful message.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Davey. And you are absolutely 100% right there. He was a superhero. He's helped so many people with their career, and he's always put other people first before himself. We are going to play again Fiona's message for anyone that missed it at the start. So here it is.
Hi, I'm Fiona. I was a really close friend to Stevie Starlight. That's what I knew him of. I met him through Curry's when we used to work together. But then with passion for Motown and the radio, and him also just nagging us and hours when he used to be on on the radio and all the help and support that he did for me mum, and connected me up with like a lot of friends who even went across to LA to meet, was just amazing. I've been so inundated with messages. Thank you so much for all everyone's support. As people are unaware, Steve's wishes was not to have a funeral and to actually be cremated through pure cremations. It's been very difficult because I know that a lot of people have been asking us when his funeral was, and we're all going to arrange a celebration of his life once we've all got the ashes back. Now, the reason why I'm speaking to you today is because Pauline, his sister, who we'd reconnected with, would like us to read out a memorial tribute. So here goes. I was asked to pay tribute to my brother Steve Harris, also known as Stephen Bogey. I have asked Fiona to read this tribute on my behalf, as I'm finding it very upsetting. Stephen was 4 years younger than me. My first memory that I was jealous of Steve's big blue eyes, long eyelashes and blonde hair. As we got older, we argued like any siblings would, but we always had each other's backs. I've got so many good memories of Steve. One of the proudest moments was in 1980, when he arrived at my wedding in full naval uniform. I have memories of my brother being a DJ in so many nightclubs, starting in Hartlepool. He was known as Stevie Starlight. Stephen even persuaded our mum and dad to go to Astor's nightclub to see him. When we arrived at the nightclub, Mum smiled. Dad's face was a picture. But as the family, we all had a good laugh. When Steve moved away, we did still keep in touch, just not as much as we could have. But we were so proud of him building up his radio station and visiting the USA and having so many wonderful friends. I'm also very grateful to Fiona and Steve for what they've been doing, being his closest friends. My most cherished memory of Stephen is in 2021 when he came to my wedding, although he had become really ill. On January the 24th, 2023, I was with him until the end. In his last hours, I sang our favourite childhood song to him. It was Bet Ya Golly Wow. Stephen gripped my hand as we said our goodbyes. Rest in peace, bro. Reunited with Mum and Dad. Lots of love, Pauline and Bruce. Now, I hope that I've given that justice and that I understand that we've connected up Pauline in such horrible circumstances. But just know that I will definitely make sure that he's honoured every year, and we'll just make sure that the Professor of Soul and his legacy does live on. Just like this now. This is exactly what he would want. A tribute going live across the radio. Thank you everybody that supported, and all of the wishes from reps, from colleagues, from people that we've just connected up from 42nd Street and when we used to go on drinks. And thank you, a massive thank you to Nicole and Dwayne for being able to put this on and honour him in the way that he would want that. Just message us anytime if anybody would like to know about the dates. Once the dates go live, we will try and find a way of being able to communicate and let everybody know once we've got the ashes back from pure cremation. Thank you so much for your time. And honestly, let the light shine on, Stevie Starlight. Miss and love you so much.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
So there you go, guys. Fiona's message again for anyone that missed it at the start. And we all know Steve, so that is totally Steve. Yep. He likes a party. Yeah, so they're all going to get set up in his name and it'll be lovely.
Absolutely.
So now we are going to bring those that wanted to come live with us to have a chat about Steve. And we're going to start off with the awesome King of Connections, Richard Selwyn Barnett. Without Richard, we wouldn't have known Steve.
And I just want to say there's a reason why we've brought Richard on first, because of, again, he ignited Steve Harris as the Professor of Soul. And it's only fair that we bring him on the show now.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Hey, Richard. Hello,
Hi,
my
Richard.
friend.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm listening to that. I mean, it's very moving, very poignant. And memories of Steve are. I've got lots of great memories of him. And so sad he's gone. But he was a great, generous man. I mean, with his time and everyone he met, he touched everyone he met, and he, of course, met some amazing people in his life, and also interviewed some of the greats, all-time greats.
No, I know. Yeah, without you, we wouldn't have even known him. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's how he came onto my radar about 4.5 years ago. Skylar Jett had been interviewed, and Andy Ross had found this interview on Facebook or something and sent it on to me. And of course, I knew Skylar Jett, so I rang Skylar up, and he says, "Yeah, you got to talk to Steve Harris. He's going to be, a really cool guy. He's got these radio stations, and he was building his empire, and it was an empire.
No, yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
the guy had nearly 30 radio stations. I don't know what else to say, but we had some very late night conversations. He used to ring me a lot and said, Richard, can you get me this guest and that guest, this one and that one, and listen, without dropping names, of course. I said, I'm just call them up, and he interviewed some great people, and I miss him. And luckily, guys, I actually got to speak to him. In the middle of January, a couple of weeks before he passed.
I know, same. Well, it was a bit recent.
Yeah, I mean, we had a really, really good heart-to-heart conversation, and he was brutally honest. Obviously, of course, he was always very straight-talking, straightforward, and actually told me, it wasn't going to be long, and whatever you do, don't tell them about my one-night stands with Tina Charles.
Well, you have now, haven't you?
Just said it, haven't I?
Well, we kind of dropped that in the interview.
I think the thing to remember about Steve was he did it because he loved it. Right?
Yeah.
Played the music, played the songs, did the interviews. He genuinely loved it. It was authentic. Nothing was put on, and I really loved that about him. And his knowledge, almost an encyclopedic knowledge of Northern Soul, Motown, the sound of Philadelphia, pop music, rock. He could cover it all. And then he asked me to give him a title, and he said, "I'm Stevie Starlight. I'm Steve Harris, Stevie." I said to him, "Look, there is a professor of rock in America called Adam Reeder, who I know really well." And I said, "You've got to be the Professor of Soul." He said, "That's a great title. I'm going to use that forever." And so that's how he'll be remembered by me. I gave him the title.
Oh, that's lovely.
And I was just going to say, the night before he sadly passed away, I just can't get this out of my head. And to be honest, Richard, I just want to break down in tears. He said to me, "Wayne, I'm slowing down now, mate."
Yeah.
I just can't, honestly. They're last words.
Yeah, we was very lucky to hear from him the night before. And we looked at each other and we just knew that he didn't have long. But even though he didn't have long, he was still putting a list together.
Yeah, bless him.
Well, here's the best thing. He said to me, "I'm giving all of my contacts, everything I've ever done. I want it to carry on in my name and my memory, and I want Wayne and Nicole to carry on and talk to all of my Motown family, all of my
bless him.
the Sound of Philadelphia family, the whole history, if you like, from the 60s, 70s, and 80s of soul, funk, jazz funk, Brit funk, Northern soul, modern soul. All the he wants you to talk to everybody.
Yeah, and we're going to do our best to do him proud.
I mean, what a great thing for him to hand over to you two young guys, right? And, you guys are starting out. The Right Buzz Radio, it's a fantastic tribute show. I mean, I listened to it again. I remember listening to it at the time when you interviewed Steve. I always called him Stevie, right? But anyway,
you come on live after as well, so.
Did I? Oh,
yeah.
But he, it's all about Steve. And, I mean, he one of his great interviews was Princess, which was literally 4 years ago on the 18th of February. It was a Monday. He interviewed Princess. in 2019. A few days later, I found myself in Belfast with Skylar Jett, both of us receiving our Lifetime Achievement Awards from Equal Magazine at Belfast Castle. And then later that year, him and Teddy Hayes went back out to Belfast and they got their Lifetime Achievement Awards, or I think it was Unsung Hero Awards or whatever, you know. So he's a great unsung hero. There you go.
Yeah.
Bless him. And we're going to be doing something for him as well. Once I get better and have more of a straight mind, I'm going to be doing a memorial thing on our website for him, where all, you know, as much stuff as we can get, it will be there.
Definitely.
So yeah, and what we're going to do as well, I want to leave a comment there, a comment section where people, you know, if they feel upset or if they feel sad and feel like they really miss him, they're more than welcome to come over there and leave a comment.
Exactly.
That's what I'm going to be doing for him.
That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to do on behalf of Steve. And also, you know, as all of his friends and his families will say, he's just a beautiful, lovely man, really.
He is.
You know, a humble man as well. You know, very humble.
So genuine.
I agree.
Oh, bless
it's a heartbreaker, this one.
It is.
I would urge any of your listeners that don't know Steve or Stevie Harris to go onto YouTube, find the Starlight Broadcasting channel, and then listen to many of his great interviews. As you said, there was Princess, Kathy Sledge, Dee Anderson, Steve Salvari, Skylar and Teddy did a double interview. They both did single interviews. There's a Tony Klinger one. I mean, there's one with John Altman, the actor from Quadrophenia, or Nasty Nick Cotton as we know him. And there were many others that he did before I met him, obviously, you know, during his career as a radio presenter and as a DJ.
Again, you know, all of these links will be available on the memorial page for Steve Harris as well. We've got this.
Wow.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm just winding down from those messages of love. They like hit my heart. It was really hard to read them out.
Absolutely. And I just want to say that you've done really well.
Guys, it was so tough when Benny Troy passed away, and I was talking to Vinny and she said, "Oh, you've got to hear the interview that before Benny passed he did with Steve Harris." You know, that was another, especially with Andy J. Ross, who was Benny Troy's #1 fan, and also Benny was Andy J. Ross's hero, right? And you know, his childhood hero, and as you know, Andy's ballad, you know, "The Way I've Been," that was recorded by Benny Troy. You know, that was 12 years ago now. Yeah, a long time ago.
Wow.
It's a very small world. We all sort of know everyone in our world, and they all know us. And it's just, I'm just sad that Steve's gone. But I remember him and treasure our conversations forever.
Absolutely. So, you know, thank you ever so much, Richard.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to be catching up with you shortly anyway. Probably not tonight. Probably in a few days.
Yeah, guys,
Awesome.
just take care of yourselves. And I love the fact that you've done this tribute show to Steve, because he would have loved it. And you know, you guys are going to carry on his memory forever.
Yeah, we're going to do our best to make him proud. Definitely.
Yeah. No, I'm proud of him. He did some great stuff. And I say again, your listeners your listeners or your audience effectively need to just go onto YouTube and listen to all his interviews, and maybe you can post a couple of links up on your website or something. That'd be great.
Definitely.
Yeah. We've got this covered.
All right, guys.
Oh, thank you so much.
You take care, Richard.
It's been a beautiful show.
Oh, thank you. Sending you lots of love.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
All right, love to you guys. You too. Bye.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now you know how Steve got the title Professor of Soul from our very own RSB. And without RSB, we wouldn't have known Steve.
No,
so
exactly.
Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
We are now going to bring on, who have you got lined up next, babe?
Sydney.
Oh.
Should we bring Sydney
The
on?
Sydney.
Yes,
Let's bring the
one and
Sydney
only
on.
Sydney.
Bless him. He's finding this hard as well.
Hello.
Hey, Sydney.
Hi, Sydney.
Hey, how you doing? Let me turn this down.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
First of all, how are you doing?
I'm alive, thank God.
Yes, bless you.
Yeah.
You've done good.
Thank you guys for doing this. Yes.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you for doing all your tribute shows that you've been doing as well.
Thank you. You guys are welcome. You know, I'm just trying to do it.
Yeah, bless you. So tell us how you met Steve in the first place.
Okay. Is that what we're going to start off with?
Yeah.
Are we on the air now?
If you would like to.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, so I met Steve through a young lady, my PR person. Her name was Kristen Wright Matthews. And I just also want to say my condolences to Kristen Wright Matthews' family. Her father just passed last week.
Bless. Sending love.
And he was somebody I knew for a long time, 30 plus years. And just being around them, there was a good family. They're a good family group of people. But this is about Steve today, and I just want to say once again, thank you guys for doing this. So I met Steve through Kristen. Steve called Kristen, or reached out somehow to Kristen, and she was representing myself and a group of ladies that I was representing, which was the Supremes, Suze Green and Sherry Payne, and also Charlotte Crosley from the Harlettes, and also Joyce Vincent from Tony Orlando and Dawn. And I was also working with Sheldon Reynolds from Earth, Wind and Fire, and several other artists from the Motown family, Cornelius Grant. So all the artists that you guys spoke about, luckily I was working with them prior. I happened to be involved with a film that won an Academy Award and some Grammys called 20 Feet from Stardom. It stars a lot of artists that were basically made the music that most people listen to, but they didn't get a lot of the credit because they weren't the named person, but they were involved in creating the hits of most people's lives. And one thing that I want to say that Steve did by reaching out to Christian was open up a door for artists that I was working with to be able to interview them and get their story about how they processed and worked through the business of their life. And he was open to them. He loved them. He actually loved the artist. When I was able to bring him across the first time, Charlotte Crosley was with me, and a gentleman by the name of Daryl Roberts. We went out there and got Steve and showed him around. There was other people involved also that just ended up showing Steve a good time, and he liked it, and he was able to meet all the artists and do one-on-one interviews with them throughout the time that he was here the first time. He loved it so much, he ended up coming back, I believe, 2 more times. And we ended up doing shows like at the Sunset Gower Studios with all the legends. A legend that had departed from us, Edna Wright, she was also a part of that. She was part of the Honeycombs. And so we try to include all the people that weren't named, recognized throughout the business. So Steve was interested in helping a lot of artists. And throughout the years, I believe he interviewed most artists from Motown. We were able to go to a lot of events together and try to bring the music community together. And Steve just had a big heart. He loved everybody. There's so many stories that Charlo said that we enjoyed doing a lot of things.
I think we've lost you a little bit there, mate.
Pardon me? Can you hear me now?
No, you've gone a bit very quiet, actually.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Technology.
I know.
Technology.
We can relate.
But I just want to say, the people that called in and left messages, I want to thank them for doing that and reaching out to Steve, because Soul Radio USA wasn't even born when I met Steve. What happened was I ended up programming the sound for Steve every night. We'd spend hours on the phone. So I'm trying to figure out where all these other people had the time to spend with Steve when I was on the phone with Steve all night long. In the first 2-3 years, I was on the phone with Steve pretty much 6 hours a day trying to
bless.
program all the songs through what he played, because he didn't know the United States way of playing the music, and he was more like the UK way in doing the Northern Soul, while I was telling him about the R&B and all the Motown artists. And he knew the Motown artists, but he just wasn't playing that type of music at that time. So then he fell in love with all the artists that I was able to be in contact with, and just say, come on, Steve, come on with me. And I'm glad he enjoyed his time whenever he came over here. So for the last 6 years, I've actually been trying to get out the business of the music because I've been in it so long. And Steve is the reason that I'm actually in the business today. And he begged me when the last time I took him to the airport, I just said, Steve, I don't really want to do this so much more. And he was like, come on, man, we got to do it. We got to keep the artists living. We got to keep the artists alive. Because if you notice, almost every day, we say my condolences and my prayers to someone that we love and we knew. And so when Steve passed, when I got the phone call from Fiona, I couldn't believe it. Although I spoke to him days before, I actually recorded his last message. We did a Zoom video call, and it was very heartbreaking to me to put it together, a little bit that I did with the artist that he was around a lot when he came here. And I just want to say thank you to the people who touched Steve and Steve was able to touch. And we'll miss Steve and we love him. And I just want to say he was a great soul. And to me, he was my mate. I used to call him Matey. Hey, Matey, whenever we talk. What's up, Matey? And he was just a brother who loved everybody. And I just want to say that. And we're going to miss and really love Steve. Everybody that sends their condolences. And I want to thank you guys for doing this.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming live and sharing that beautiful moment as well.
Thank you.
And I wanted to say, like, where you saying, like, how did he do all these phone calls? He was a great, good person with time. He knew all time zones very well and where to fit people in.
Yeah, he would say, it'd be like 4 o'clock in the morning my time. He's like, mate, I got to go to work. or it depends on where I was and where he was always there. He was like, mate, I've been up all day. I've been up, mate.
Yeah, he never slept, really.
Yeah.
He was a hard worker.
Yeah. Oh, bless him.
Do you know, actually, I remember...
I got to program my show, mate. I got to go.
Yeah, I remember when I called him. I remember now. I called him live when he was on radio. He went, wait, I'm live on radio. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. He goes, hold on. Let me play the next song. I'm live. Mate, I'll call you after the show.
Oh, bless him. He always spoke very highly of
and
you.
he meant... Thank you. And Skylar Jet, he always used to talk a lot about Skylar Jet. So I just want to reiterate that because and he loved his people. I just want to say Sherry, Suzette, Pam, and Joyce, one day we went out with Rick Giannatos, and they called him Margarita Steve and because he liked the margaritas.
Oh, bless him.
So, yeah.
That's drinks, not pizza.
Steve was a great guy, great soul. I just got to reiterate that to people. I'm sure a lot of people know that, and they probably felt it. Davi Davenport also, she shared a time that we went out. We went out to Lucky Strike. It was after a party, and we had drinks and cocktails up there, and it was a funny moment. Steve one time even got lost going to one of the shows with Charlo. We were going. Charlo was performing at the Gardenia, and Steve got a little tipsy and got lost before the show. So he was walking around Hollywood, just lost in space. And we're like looking for Steve, and we couldn't start the show until Steve got there because he was a big part of that. So I just want to say thank him and thank his family, and Paulina for reaching out. And much love. We miss you, Steve. All right, mate. One love.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I've been waiting for ages for him to show me that footage of him headbutting the celebrity on the red carpet, and he told me that you had the footage.
Yes, Allie Willis. That was at the Hal Awards. It was fun. Steve always, no matter where he went, people was attracted to Steve, and it could have been the British accent. He was people love that here. And so, sometimes it was hard to understand, but if you slowed it down in your mind, you could hear what he's saying.
I always had to translate for you, didn't I, babe?
You did. Yeah. It was hard as well because it's hard to explain. The night that I spoke to him, he was finding it hard to talk, bless him, and that's understandable. I had to get Nicole to translate, to be honest, because I was finding it really hard.
Yeah, bless
him.
And my condolences especially go out to you guys because you're right there with him. And, I know that he loved his LA family because he would talk about that all the time. And I sent you a little clip of our last video call and what he was saying to the people that he knew here in LA. J.D. Hall, he wanted to mention Rudy Calvo, Miguel Herrera, Betty Kelly, different artists like that, Gloria Jones, Fanita James, just the family that we were around. That was Cornelius Grant, DeFrance Forrest, people like those. And these are mega Motown hit makers, singers. So those were our LA family. Those are currently our LA family. And, we just want to share our love and condolences.
Bless him.
Thank you.
This is it. See what I mean? When he was meant to be resting, he was still out there working.
Yes.
Bless him.
Yes.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, bless him. He is going to be really missed.
Yeah. So, thank you ever so much for coming on, my friend. It does mean a lot.
You're more than welcome. And anything that we can tag team together on, it's excellent. If we can arrange some meetings, or not meetings, but interviews with different artists, that's still open. And, Andre, I want to mention Andre Pittman because he was a big part of Steve's programming too. So, I don't want to leave anybody out.
No,
because
definitely
there's a lot
not.
of
I was going to mention him soon.
Here.
Yeah, that's all right. That's
Definitely.
fine. I'll grab your number at the end of the show and we can arrange something, my friend.
Yeah, I was going to mention Andre as well with you a minute ago, and to say thank you as well for both of you for supporting us with this.
Yes. Oh, I don't want to forget Gregory Williams because he was huge. Gregory Williams from Switch. Oh yeah, great guy. Great guy. Steve loved Greg. Steve would talk about Greg all the time, and Linda Lipford, and Philip Ingram, and all those guys. Every time Steve came to town, we'd go to a place called El Coyote, and that was our little hangout and group gathering of some of the artists. So that way it was like a homecoming, and also usually it would be around Suzanne Green's birthday in the spring. So usually around September we'd do that annual meeting, greeting, and just entertainment fun. Just shooting, chopping it up, and reminiscing about singing and music and life.
Yeah,
so lovely. He was a good guy.
Yeah, he's definitely going to live on through all of us, and we're going to make sure of it.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
thank you as well.
All right, so we're going to move on now, my friend, and again, I will contact you shortly.
Definitely.
You take care.
Much love to you, my friend.
Lots of love.
All right. Bye-bye.
Wow.
I know. Wow.
It's been very eventful.
Bless him. Thank you for that, Sydney.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I just want to say, well done, Nicole. Honestly, I'm really, really proud of you.
I did what I had to do.
Yeah, and for you to take lead and take the reins of this is a big step for you. So, well done.
It's all right. I knew how hard you were struggling.
Yeah.
And Sydney mentioned Andre Pittman there. I did mention him in the Messages of Love and Memories. And we just do want to say thank you to Andre. We know he's been really busy lately. We had a lovely phone call with him last week, and he's going to be helping us as well. So thanks to Steve, we have Andre behind us as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to move on as well to you've got the list. You explain.
Have I got the list?
You have.
I thought you had the list. No. Yeah. So now we are going to bring on Paul.
Yes.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, thanks for everything you've done.
Oh, no problem at all. We've done what we needed to do.
It's been good to kind of hear from everybody and catch up with people and people's thoughts and things, and so yeah, it's definitely been good.
No, yeah.
And you know, I'm the silent man because I only work in the background.
Not anymore.
No.
But you know, it's always Steve's always he was always the front man.
Aww.
As he put it, you know, I'm the front man. I can't do anything without you. You're the behind the scenes man.
Exactly.
So that's
we
pretty
always
much
need our behind the scene guys.
that's pretty much how it's gone. But while it's been, you know, I've been pretty quiet. Sydney's been buzzing me and saying we need to chat. We need to, you know, well, I can kind of say to everybody today as they're listening, at the moment, I've just signed the deal to keep Starlight, well, what runs Starlight behind the scenes till 2030.
Oh, yes. Wow, congratulations.
Well done.
That is amazing.
That's massive.
Oh, wow. Oh.
So that's a lot of expense.
Wow. No, well done to you on that.
I decided because of what he wanted, you know, I saw him, a week before he passed away.
Oh, bless.
Thereabouts. And Fiona will tell you all he did was give us lists. He never stopped.
No, he didn't. he really didn't. That is true.
He just wanted to, you know, don't forget this and do this, and I want you to. Well, of course, we're going to carry on. Starlight, it'll not be forgotten.
No, yeah,
neither
definitely.
will Steve. You know, we got all the team. You know, Sydney and Larry and you guys. I'm sure we'll do some things together.
Of course, definitely.
You know,
what Steve
so
wanted.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting time, and obviously I can't forget Fiona. Without Fiona,
she's amazing.
Yeah, she's honestly been amazing. She just needs to have some time to herself now for a while.
Yeah. It's been an interesting couple of weeks or so, I would say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just kind of taking everything in, and I've even opened the archive. I didn't realise he'd done so many interviews.
Oh, he's done loads.
Oh, no.
I was looking through YouTube. I was like, oh, my God, he's interviewed this person, this person.
Well, we've got interviews here that are not on there.
Oh, lovely.
So there's a lot in the archive. We've got thousands of bits that Steve did over the years of different things, and, you know, the random times that he would call me, and
yeah, they were random.
You know, and we'd have arguments more than anything else about, no, you can't do this and you can't do that. And
I can imagine.
You know, Steve in his own ways. But yeah, it's been good. We've had some good times. Right from when we first met, to be fair. We all seem to centre around the same little bit, or at least a few of us, all from the Corries team.
I've managed to speak to quite a few of you lot, and they just couldn't say like anything bad about him. Honestly, it's all the same thing.
No, we had some good times, and we've done some good things together. Things that, you know, we kind of just brought back up recently and looked at. You know, stuff that that you kind of remember, like, you know, us going and doing interviews and meeting Shalimar and all that sort of thing, you know.
Oh, bless him.
Staying and, you know, having these, we're going to the hotel tonight with Shalimar, right? Okay, Steve. You know, in his usual style. But the thing is, I don't know if anybody ever referred to him, or if you've ever heard it. We always used to call him Mr. Bean. Some of us, because he just had a bit of a way. His dance moves, you know, those
He
were
was
the
quite
moves.
tall though,
So,
isn't he?
yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
sorry.
Go on.
No, I was going to say he's very tall, but he looks very fragile, doesn't he?
bless
Bless him.
him.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I've always known him as being quite a, you know, he was, you know, I always used to say, Steve, you're really thin. You know, you're like a, you know, just, but very tall. But such a character.
Oh no, bless him.
He was.
You know, somebody you'll not forget in a hurry. Well, that's certainly the intention anyway. I mean, we're going to try and, you know,
we was just
keep his wishes.
Definitely, we were just gutted that we couldn't meet him because obviously we all connected in the pandemic times, and it's just been crazy since then. We've not been able to fit in, and then he got poorly. Bless him. It's just been absolutely mental.
Yeah, and he kept mentioning about you guys.
Oh, bless him.
Quite a lot. And I said, no, Sydney, stop messaging me.
I know, I can see it.
Yeah. It's always Sydney.
I can see his messages popping up.
He'd be waiting now, you see. He'll be expecting me to give him a call now because he's been waiting for days, bless him.
Oh, bless him.
To have a call and for us to catch up.
I think tonight's the night that you should do that, eh?
And do the future plans of Starlight. So, yeah. But no, thanks for doing it. Really good, though. Really, really good. That's about the third or fourth time I've listened to that interview now.
Oh, wow.
And you still laugh at it now.
I know, right? I wanted to go in my go-kart. I really did. I really wanted to go.
Yeah.
And the event never happened.
Steve always had lots of ideas and things that, you know, we would work on, and we'd try and make happen whatever he wanted to happen, you know. And sometimes there was the odd occasion you'd say, no, we can't possibly do that, Steve. We're not even going to talk about that. You know, we would just have some very interesting ideas. But yeah, we've, you know, lots of great experiences, you know, DJing together and, you know, DJing in the most famous bar in Newcastle.
Oh, yeah.
You know, which is in the Bladen Races.
Yeah, definitely. I had a lovely phone call with Phil. That was a lovely phone call yesterday that I had with him. We was talking about him.
Yeah, I did do it. So you were talking about that, about you know, him doing a form. Do you know who did half of that stint for him?
Probably you.
DJ. It was me, because Steve wanted some weekends off.
Oh, bless.
I remember that. I'm thinking, how dare you say he worked 4 months? I did off.
There was never no mention of you, Phil.
That was when he was swanning away in LA.
No.
And all that. But yeah, it's all good. It's really good to speak to you guys as well. Likewise, as Sydney said, we'll have to catch up properly and
definitely, totally.
You know,
it's a shame that we've all had to come together this way, but it's also lovely as well.
Of course.
Yeah. But thanks for the opportunity though to speak.
Welcome.
Anytime.
And thank you for being there for us as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No problem.
Absolutely. So we'll definitely catch up with you, man.
Definitely.
And thank you ever so much for coming on and saying what you had to say. It's, you know, it's really important. You know, Steve is he's an icon. That's all I've got to say.
You'll live on. Definitely. We've got to make sure.
Oh yeah, we'll not forget him in a hurry. I might, you know, I don't think I'll necessarily miss the calls and the arguments that we'd have about him doing this and doing that and wanting this. And,
You'll probably be surprised though. You'll sit there one night and you probably will miss it, thinking that you wish he was still there doing that.
Yeah, probably to a bit, but no. I mean, it's been great being able just to speak to you and call and say what's on your mind, because
definitely.
I just have so much to do, so I don't, you know, rather than write things down, I kind of just rattle it off.
Free flow.
Or as Steve used to say, well, we'll just wing it. We'll not write the interview script. We'll just wing it.
We did
quite often.
Sometimes they're the best interviews, though.
Trouble is, Steve did. So we did the interview. He would do a lot of the interviews. I'd be in the background, kind of thing, and he'd say to me, I've done the interview, and it would be on a Thursday, and generally, I work full time. I don't do Starlight during the day generally, so I work at night doing Starlight and stuff. And he'd say to me, it needs to go on the air on Monday.
Oh,
bless him.
And he'd done an hour and a half, so I had to cut from an hour and a half to about 40 minutes.
See,
so his interviews were quite long.
Yeah,
so we have all the we still have all the stuff in the archives that got cut.
Oh, bless.
And all the hilarious stuff, which we will bring out online because it's all going to get jazzed up a bit now that we've kind of decided to keep things running.
Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. That's what I did with Skylar, because he said, go through the interviews and pick out the last. So that's what I did as well there.
Yeah, we've got lots of stuff that, as Steve would call it, bloopers, which I think is more of an Americanism thing, really, bloopers. We've got lots of stuff. So, I'm sure we'll have some good laughs over that over the next however long.
Oh, bless. Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks again. And, as I say, he's certainly one of a kind.
He was. And he will be. He will be still, because he will live on.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
Thank you so much,
take
my
care,
friend.
and know that we're here for you as well.
Yeah, you too.
Take care, mate.
Sure. No
Bye.
problem. You too. Thanks. Bye.
Well.
Aww. Do you know what? That's absolutely lovely. That's a lovely way to end.
They're all very lovely, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Bringing everyone live, talking about him and his wishes and... Oh,
I think this has been put together absolutely fantastic. I still can't, I can't thank you enough for doing that. While I've, been trying to cope in different ways. With me being poorly as well, and it's not been easy. But, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Now, I did what I needed to do, and I did it for all of Steve's loved ones. And, we couldn't say no, because that guy has literally left us a legacy.
Yeah.
Can't thank him enough.
Exactly.
And,
yeah.
So I'd like to say a massive thank you, literally again, for everyone that contributed for tonight's show, because I really couldn't have done it without you.
There you go.
So it weren't just all on me. It was about me reaching out and then all them others coming forward and helping me with those messages. So thank you so much.
Yeah, to everyone involved. Thank you as well.
And the biggest thank you goes to Fiona.
Thank you, Fiona.
Yeah.
Known as the Geordie Lass.
Geordie Lass. Bless her. And she's done absolutely amazing. And wow, bless her. She just needs to chill now and
relax.
Yeah, give herself some time. This show's done. She's got her message out for everyone. I think we're going to play it one more time for those that missed it again. And then we're going to play a song called...
The River's Gonna Cry?
When You're Gone.
When You're Gone. All right, so here we go, guys. So
thank you all for listening.
You take care, and we love you all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay safe and love your loved ones and tell them you love them every day. Because tomorrow's not promised.
There you go.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Hi, I'm Fiona. I was a really close friend to Stevie Starlight. That's what I knew him of. I met him through Curry's when we used to work together. But then with passion for Motown and the radio, and him also just nagging us and hours when he used to be on the radio, and all the help and support that he did for me mum, and connected up with like a lot of friends who were even went across to LA to meet, was just amazing. I've been so inundated with messages. Thank you so much for everyone's support. As people are unaware, Steve's wishes was not to have a funeral and to actually be cremated through pure cremations. It's been very difficult because I know that a lot of people have been asking us when his funeral was, and we're all going to arrange a celebration of his life once we've all got the ashes back. Now, the reason why I'm speaking to you today is because Pauline, his sister, who we'd reconnected with, would like us to read out a memorial tribute. So here goes. I was asked to pay tribute to my brother Steve Harris, also known as Stephen Bogey. I have asked Fiona to read this tribute on my behalf as I'm finding it very upsetting. Stephen was 4 years younger than me. My first memory that I was jealous of Steve's big blue eyes, long eyelashes and blonde hair. As we got older, we argued like any siblings would, but we always had each other's backs. I've got so many good memories of Steve. One of the proudest moments was in 1980, when he arrived at my wedding in full naval uniform. I have memories of my brother being a DJ in so many nightclubs, starting in Hartlepool. He was known as Stevie Starlight. Stephen even persuaded our mum and dad to go to Astor's nightclub to see him. When we arrived at the nightclub, Mum smiled. Dad's face was a picture. But as the family, we all had a good laugh. When Steve moved away, we did still keep in touch, just not as much as we could have. But we were so proud of him building up his radio station and visiting the USA and having so many wonderful friends. I'm also very grateful to Fiona and Steve for what they've been doing, being his closest friends. My most cherished memory of Stephen is in 2021 when he came to my wedding, although he had become really ill. On January the 24th, 2023, I was with him until the end. In his last hours, I sang our favourite childhood song to him. It was Betcha Golly Wow. Stephen gripped my hand as we said our goodbyes. Rest in peace, bro. Reunited with Mum and Dad. Lots of love, Pauline and Bruce. Now, I hope that I've given that justice and that I understand that we've connected up Pauline in such horrible circumstances. But just know that I will definitely make sure that he's honoured every year, and we'll just make sure that the Professor of Soul and his legacy does live on. Just like this now, this is exactly what he would want, a tribute going live across the radio. Thank you everybody that supported and all of the wishes from reps, from colleagues, from people that we've just connected up from 42nd Street and when we used to go on drinks. And thank you, a massive thank you to Nicole and Dwayne for being able to put this on and honour him in the way that he would want that. Just messages anytime if anybody would like to know about the dates. Once the dates go live, we will try and find a way of being able to communicate and let everybody know once we've got the ashes back from pure cremation. Thank you so much for your time. And honestly, let the light shine on, Stevie Starlight. Miss and love you so much.
You want to leave this place where we grew up, this old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. You miss the ones you know. I'll be here, hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our minds to turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. I was hoping you would stay, but I've always known that you would go and find your own way. I still see when we climbed up in those trees, 12 years old, to feel the wind and watch the river run. And the sun would always shine when we sat there, you and I. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. It's gonna cry, it's gonna cry. Hey, I heard you want to leave this place where we grew up, this old town, just leave it all behind. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. Is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Yo, what's up? Baby, let's go! Welcome to the Right Buzz Radio with your host Wayne Clark and
Nicole Glosia.
Find us at therightbuzz.co.uk.
We interview authors, iconics, rising stars and much more.